Airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
Oregon is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
This is Duck Insider.
We need to get community. We need this thing to be bigger than just our little circle of players and coaches.
Are you kidding me? Touchdown, Oregon.
With 2 seconds on the clock. He hits it!
That's the bigger picture in this thing, allowing the community to celebrate the hard work, blue-collar mentality this group brings to the table.
And the Ducks have won it. The Ducks have won.
We get to struggle together, and we get to have joy together.
The Ducks are Pac-12 champions.
I am so proud right now to be the head coach at Oregon.
Catch made. Touchdown, Oregon.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Now let's go live to the Country Financial Studio to talk Oregon Duck Athletics.
Good morning. Yeah, that's right. We're here in the Casanova Center. Mike Jorgensen, Jerry Allen, I'm Joey Mac. Those of you that are watching the show live, yep, we're recording it because we've got a flight to Lubbock to catch, gentlemen. How about that? Texas Tech, third ever meeting between the two teams. Ducks are 2-0, but it's the first time since the early 90s that the Ducks have made the trip to West Texas, Red Raider country. And Texas Tech, of course, former Oregon quarterback Tyler Shuck, and then another second-year head coach in Joey McGuire. This is a game that I'm really looking forward to. And we've got some picks to make, and Jerry's already looking at the weather.
Yeah, 103 today.
That's fine.
Yeah. Down to 97 tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah.
By game time, it'll probably be about 85.
So here's the big question. Jorgie always gives me a hard time for the amount of sunscreen that I put on when I go down to the sideline. Dusty Harris on the sideline again. He actually tans. So I wonder, are you going to give him the same speech?
It's 6 o'clock kickoff. You're not going to have
the UV rating in West Texas. I bet you that stays up there.
Oh,
till
no,
o'clock.
it
Come
won't.
on now.
Not at 6
When
o'clock.
Sunset. When sunset.
I
Look
don't
it up.
know. When sunset?
They don't.
I can't. It won't tell
They're
me.
not going to show UV
Don't throw that
at 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
There might be some. Hey, he's
What if
down
there's
there
clouds?
before kick.
You know,
Clouds make it worse. Makes you feel like you're not
6
going to get
o'clock
sunburned, and then you're
kickoff.
going to get sunburned.
the
Look,
lights will be on. You're going to get burned from the lights more than you would with the sun.
Yeah,
so.
apparently they've got quite the light show.
Oh, they have a
planned
light show,
for the Ducks. It's some of those new LED lights. We'll see how it goes. I'm just interested to hear if Dusty gets hit by a tortilla.
Oh, he's definitely going to.
Yeah.
He definitely will.
I've seen videos of the tortillas getting thrown on the field. I'm hoping he catches one like a Frisbee.
Remember the old Sun Devil Stadium? They used to film there all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
All
Things I didn't know.
They used to do.
Yeah.
What do you think? Keys to the game, Jerry.
Well, first road game of the year in a really tough environment. This is like teams coming in to play at Autzen Stadium. It's going to be loud. It's sold out. They're upset because they lost last week, and they know they probably shouldn't have. So they're going to be focused. Tyler Shuck wants to make a point. He should be at Oregon. His decision not to be. So, yeah, you got ride the wave. Ride the emotional wave that's going to start this game. And if you can ride that first maybe 4 or 5 minutes, Jorgie, I think you'll be okay after that.
Yeah. I mean, have fun. I mean, that's the way I look at it, is have fun. You get so few opportunities as a football player to be able to play in big games like this, let alone on the road. And the crowd's going to be a factor. There's no doubt about it. It is every time teams have to come here to Autzen Stadium and play. But, keys to the game, just do your best to make Texas Tech have to earn it going down the field. Require them to run 13, 14, 15 plays if they're going to score. If you can eliminate the big plays, the explosion plays that turn into a 3 or 4 play drive, I think you're doing a great job, because eventually they're going to make that mistake. Your defense is going to make the big play. And again, Oregon's going to score. Texas Tech's going to score, but make them earn their way down the field, and they're going to stumble and make some mistakes.
I think getting after Tyler Shuck is a key here, too. I mean, there's been conversation from the defensive side of Oregon's coaching staff about how he is an athletic quarterback. He can make you pay. We saw that firsthand when he was running the Duck offense. I think that getting after the quarterback continues to be a key for me this entire season.
Yeah, don't beat yourself, and that is hold the edge. Don't let him get outside. Don't open up a big hole up the middle and he takes off on you. So don't beat yourself with mistakes. These are two good teams. A team, I think, that limits their mistakes against themselves has a much better chance of winning this ballgame.
Execution.
Yeah, execution. And I think there's another piece of the pie that we didn't see last week against Portland State in relation to Oregon's offense, and that is Bo Nix's legs. Yeah. Not that you want to run him too much, but at the same time, the minute he runs some sort of quarterback keeper, some sort of read, some sort of RPO where he gets 10, 15 yards, all of a sudden the defense has another thing to think about. And they know that. But at the same time, when you haven't seen it on film yet, it's a whole different deal when you see it in the game and how quick he is. So that's an extra little dimension to the game this week that we're going to see. But, again, I agree with Jerry. You put some pressure on Tyler Shuck. Do you have to bring extra guys to do it, or can you do it with your down 4 linemen? You hope to be able to do it, obviously, with the 4 down linemen.
You know, here's one thing, too, that I've been thinking about this week in terms of a successful game for Oregon, first the win, but we saw so much depth on display against Portland State, just with the nature of how that game went. I'm kind of curious to see how much that depth continues now. You know, the coaches have said multiple times this week that this is a test, right? Going on the road, this is a big-time test. Well, if Oregon still plays, you know, I don't know. What is the number? I guess it doesn't really matter as long as you get the win, but I think this roster is deeper. I think that's something I'm looking for here coming up this weekend.
Well, they played, 81 players or something like that last week because they were able to. But this is going to be if you can get 19 to 22 guys on the defensive side of the ball that you feel really comfortable with rotating in a game like this on the road where it's going to be a little bit warm, that's an advantage to you. If you got smaller numbers than that, then you start wearing yourself out late in the ball game. But I think Oregon's got the numbers on both sides of the ball, Jorgie. Yeah,
I mean, I could see 40 total offense and defense playing in this game.
Easily.
You know, like you just talked about, Jerry. I mean, you see a true two deep on defense having to rotate guys in and out everywhere. You're going to get to 22 real quickly. On offense, that might not work quite that way. But at the same time, you're going to have a lot of rotations of receivers. We know that they're going to see 2 or 3 running backs at least. You're going to see 2 or 3 different tight ends probably at least. So you could get to 40 real quick by rotating the guys in and out that you do. I don't know if we're going to see 3 deep snappers,
right?
Long snappers to add to that total.
Yeah.
Hopefully just one.
But
I don't know. Never say his name.
I'll tell you what. I think special teams, the punting game, field position game this week, really going to be critical. Yeah. I talked to Coach about it yesterday. Both teams have really good punters. I mean, they got a Ray Guy Award probably winner. I mean, he's averaging over 50 yards of punt. He did last year as well. So if you get deep in your own territory and you go 3 and out, field position is really critical. You don't want to give your opposition the ball back inside your territory.
You know, I was thinking about this with special teams too. You mentioned it a bunch that like Tez Johnson almost broke a few, you know. So now in week 2, like there's adjustments Oregon makes, but also, you know, Texas Tech special teams looking at that and they're probably thinking, got to contain that guy.
Yeah. Well, got to have your punter hang the ball up where you don't even give it a chance, I think is the key. But, you know, Tez Johnson, I think we've seen right now the big play capability on the punt returns, kick returns, particularly punt returns. He's just right on the edge of breaking one. It's going to happen sooner or later. But the way to eliminate that if you're Texas Tech, punt the ball directionally out of bounds or just hang the ball up and let your coverage team get down there so he has to fair catch.
Wind is supposed to be 11 miles an hour at kickoff.
Ooh, that'll feel good.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that.
Right across maybe right across so that Tez Johnson, you know, has to make an adjustment and then takes one and goes a long way.
I'm looking forward to this game.
I
really am.
Yeah,
a lot of people are.
First real test. First real test.
Big test, no doubt. And I think that to your earlier point, Jerry, about Texas Tech losing on the road, there's certainly been a lot of conversation in their fan base this week about, hey, still come out. This is a big opportunity. You know, Coach McGuire talked about that. If you missed it on Duck Insider yesterday, I've got that clip actually for the pregame show at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I feel like this is a fan base that's going to be raring for a big-time win. You win this game, suddenly you might forget about that Wyoming loss pretty quickly.
Well, you're back in it. I mean, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you're right back on track before you get into league play and that type of deal. But again, just the way they play at home, the way that they traditionally have played at home, the way they played at home last year versus on the road, or it's like a Jekyll and Hyde deal. Mm-hmm. And obviously the way that Tyler Shuck until last week has played as the starter and the success that the Red Raiders have seen with him as the starting quarterback has been very, very good. So a lot of things to overcome if you're Oregon, but at the same time, I don't think you're overcoming anything. Play your game, take care of the ball, be solid on both sides, and I think good things will happen.
I'm also interested to see how Oregon secondary in particular plays. Just one more thought key for me, I guess. We've heard a lot this week about how they're an offense that does things a little more creatively. And so I think that Oregon secondary will be tested after Coach Lanning talked about it with you guys on Wednesday, weren't really tested in the secondary last weekend.
Well, I think this is a team that is sort of veteran-led and are communicating extremely well. And I think that's the key for the secondary, communicating with the linebackers, getting the defense ready. There's going to be a lot of movement on Texas Tech. Yeah. They do a lot of that stuff. So, but this is a team that's somewhat veteran in that the way they're communicating makes me think they've all been there for like 5 or 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, Joey, I'm not concerned with the talent matchup at all. I really think Oregon can match that up very easily, but it's the multi-dimensional receiver sets and motions and eye candy, sometimes they call it, that Texas Tech is going to put on that creates confusion. So you can be one of the best defensive backs, but if all of a sudden you're out of position to defend somebody and Tyler Shuck sees it, takes advantage of it, that's where you end up paying against teams like this. Oregon does the same thing against teams that they play too. Run things quick before they can adjust, create confusion, have a quarterback that makes sharp decisions, and get it to playmakers out in the open field. That's what they like to do.
Yeah. So guys, non-conference road game. We know that.
Yeah.
But I was just down in the Duck store. I had to show you guys this today. So here, Jerry, hold that up because Scott's got the camera shot for you for those of you that are watching. The 2023 Oregon football season. So I was talking to Michelle in the Duck store, guys, and it just hit me. This is the last Pac-12 schedule.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's like I felt like this was the concert tour, like the final. You know what I mean? Like you go to maybe this is a bad example because in concert tours they always say farewell tour, and then 10 years ago they do a reunion, or 10 years later they do a reunion tour. But my point is, it's like the Pac-12 farewell concert tour T-shirt, the 2023 Oregon football schedule.
It's got the big O on the other side too.
Isn't that something?
So that is really.
It just hit me like,
wow.
Whoa. Huh. It's like a concert T-shirt.
Here we are.
I got goosebumps when you said that.
Oh man, me too. Yeah, no,
really.
it's a thing. All right, keys to the game: Oregon, Texas Tech. We'll have a 2 o'clock pregame show coming up tomorrow, flying out to Lubbock this afternoon. That's why we're doing the show live a little bit earlier for those of you that are watching. When we come back, it's time to make some picks. Pac-12 weekend, we'll review Week 1, and I grouped Week 0 into Week 1.
Don't use that term. Don't even use the term.
The first week in Week 1. Just say it that way.
The first 12 games that we've picked are all in one
there you go.
Statistic package that I have for you when we come back. We're going to make some picks, talk some Pac-12 football on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear Sharp Turns, Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. Get a grip in the stylish Camry, the elegant Crown, the striking new Prius, or the sharp Corolla. Get to Toyota.com already. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans, Maddie Park raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mac, Jerry Allen, Mike Jorgensen in the Country Financial Studio. Let's just remind everybody how ridiculously fun this is. So we have a couple famous moments in we have more than a couple famous moments in picks. We almost recreated one by accident last week. Jerry almost took the flag right to the noggin again.
I just looked down at the right moment.
This was classic. Scott, just play the video. Just.
Oh, right off the noggin, too. I heard that.
I saw it coming. If I had ducked, it would have hit me right in the face.
Oh, come on. You work a half
And he
day.
caught the deflection, too,
Yeah,
didn't
that
he?
was nice. Thank you. That's an interception. Well done.
Oh, man.
Listen to it. Oh, right off the noggin.
I mean, it does sound hollow.
It must be the headset that it hit, because
it hit the headset.
It sounded like there was just this empty, hollow thing that it hit. And I know it's not empty. I'm not saying it is. But
during the break, you called it an empty pumpkin.
You did.
A hollow pumpkin.
And you quickly realized, oh, it hit his head.
Well done.
Oh, man.
It's still
Okay.
I cannot believe that Scott actually hit you, because Scott's,
he tries
it's
every
a very
week.
lightweight flag.
Yeah.
It's not very heavy.
No, it's definitely not
hard to aim it.
A game ready flag, put it that way. But in any case, these are the things that we have fun about. It's our Sylvan Ridge Winery picks. This is not a week that I wanted to pick first, but
it's a good thing when you're picking first, though, right? That means you're doing pretty good.
Why are you picking first? I don't.
So far, I have gone 10-2.
Crow about it.
In
Let
picks.
everybody know.
I did not get the Hawaii pick right. None of us did. Cardinal, back the pack. Should have backed the pack there. And then none of us got the TCU Colorado game. And then each of you guys had an outlier. Jorgie went with North Texas. Didn't go well.
My God.
What was that?
I know. What a disaster that was.
Yeah, Cal, back the pack. Good job.
Nice job.
And then San Jose State. Jerry went with San Jose State, trying to knock off the Beavs. How'd that go?
I don't remember, actually.
Yeah, it did not go well.
No,
in
it did not
in
go
that
well.
Sunday game.
I'll never pick them again.
And you got both of those right, didn't you?
I did.
You did pick both of those.
I got both of those right.
You backed the pack. You really went for the pack.
I did. I should have picked Stanford.
Yeah.
Should have picked Stanford. No, I have one game lead because you guys each. No, you're at 9 correct picks. I'm at 10 correct picks.
Oh, okay. I thought you got Cal right.
I did.
Oh, you took Oregon State. That's right.
Yeah.
So let me ask you again. What game from last week was the most surprising upset or game for you?
In just the pack?
Just the pack.
Just the pack?
For me, Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah.
I think I didn't know what to expect with Colorado. Like I just had no idea. It's such a unique situation with how Deion Sanders has turned over that roster. So, I think, and also TCU. I mean, that's a talented team.
We think.
Was at the top of the sport last year.
Everybody picked that one. I was surprised by Cal and how well they played. They look like they got a team this year.
I think I was a little surprised at Stanford too. They really kind of methodically beat Hawaii. Anyway, I don't know. This week though, it's a little bit tougher. Okay. So I have to pick first. I should mention that the Coin Guys has only picked 5 games correct. So we're doing okay. Coach Graves came in last week and said he'll take the coin. Well, that didn't work out for you, Coach Graves. The Coins only got 5 correct picks out of 12 so far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the way that it has to work, now I pick first, and then, Jorgie, you walked in here saying you were picking last.
Oh, I thought it was 2 games behind.
Yeah, that is inaccurate.
Okay.
You are picking second as the reigning champion, and then because you and Jerry are tied.
So I get to go last.
You get to go last.
Yes.
Yeah, Voice of the Ducks goes last.
Well, the coin actually goes last.
And don't forget, which I did not use last week. Now, do I get to carry it forward to this week? You have a deferral as the leader this week.
Don't remind
Scott. Yeah, but you hear what Scott said? I think you should have to give your deferral that you didn't use to Joey so he has 2.
All in favor? Aye.
That's just dumb.
I got to agree with you. That is.
Why would he? I mean,
that's
not even a good idea. Okay, it's not.
Give me the flag so I can throw it at you. Okay. Well, yeah. Well,
so you have one deferral.
I have one deferral. Yeah.
Let's just get that clear up
front.
One
deferral.
Okay.
Any other rule changes you'd like to propose before we start here?
No, that was last week. That was the only time we could do it, was to begin the season.
Yep.
In the first week.
I move that we can change rules in the middle of the season, not just the first game.
I second that.
Denied.
What? Wait.
You're not a part
You're
of
not
this.
a part of this. You don't have a vote.
We don't want to change rules in the middle of the season.
We won't change.
That's ridiculous. Okay, and once you lock your pick in, it's locked in. You can't change it by the end of the show. It's our Sylvan Ridge Winery picks. Going chronologically. 9 a.m. on ESPN, guys. We're going to have something to watch in the morning. Utah, number 12 in the country, 1-0, visits Baylor after a tough luck loss to an in-state team that I think Baylor fans would be telling you they shouldn't have lost that game. It was 42-31 against Texas State. Baylor is 0-1. Two strong defenses, though, facing off against each other. Utah, 7.5-point favorite. Odds makers think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I agree with that, but I think Utah is just really solid. I know they're still dealing with injuries, especially on offense.
But so is Baylor.
So is Baylor. That's what I was just going to say. So is Baylor. I think Utah goes on the road. I think Utah gets a victory. I like the Utes here.
Yeah, I do too. I'm taking the Utes just because I think, number one, I think they're the better team. Number two, Joey talking about two good defenses going against each other, and yet Texas State scores 42 against Baylor. So then I start to think, really? I know Utah's is legit. Always is again this year, but they are the better team. Baylor's quarterback also is injured. And again, I think for them to have any chance, they had to have their starting quarterback available. So, yeah, I'd take it the Utes.
Jerry?
Yeah, I just think that after week one, we really don't know who's who. I mean, I don't know if TCU is that good. Did Colorado really beat them that bad? And you look at the game that Utah played against Florida. Maybe Florida's really bad. I didn't think that Utah's offense looked very good. So it's going to have to be a defensive battle for them to win this game. I pick them. Ways everybody. I'm going to go Utah, but not a very high-scoring game.
Yeah, I think it's low scoring for sure. Coin
is tails.
Tails,
the
road
visitor.
Team. That's Utah. Yeah. We've got another 9 a.m. game in the Pac-12 conference. Excuse me, another road game on Fox. So we're going to have ESPN and Fox both on while we're setting up, I think, in Lubbock. Nebraska, 0-1 after a low-scoring game and a tough loss to Minnesota for Matt Rule's team. Colorado now up to number 22 in the polls after the win against TCU. Odds makers think this is going to be a really close game, guys. Less than a field goal is the separation in Boulder. I don't know what to expect again against with Colorado, but I don't think Nebraska is very good just based on week one. I don't think they're very explosive. I do think Colorado's explosive, but now, and I really believe this, now there's film on Colorado. You didn't quite know what that team was going to look like offensively. Now you do a little bit. I don't think Colorado scores as many points as they did last week. I think it's a little bit lower scoring maybe than everyone thinks. But I'm going to take the home team. I'm going to take Colorado. I think that place is going to be juiced. If I'm our colleague, Mark Johnson, I am going to have a great day in Boulder.
Yeah, it'll be juiced. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's just what sold out season tickets. Nebraska coming to town, so kind of an intersectional rivalry that it feels like it's been revitalized the last 3 or 4 years.
No kidding.
So yeah, it is. I mean, it's neat to see those two teams playing each other again. And so anyhow, I think Colorado is good. How great they are, we'll find out, I think, this weekend from their defensive side of the ball, because the thing that they struggle with against TCU is rush defense. The thing that Nebraska does well, at least this year so far, is run the ball. And if they can run the ball and physically beat up Colorado's defense, have possession, make a few stops on defense, you might see Colorado get a little bit fidgety. But I'm still taking the Buffs.
Taking the Buffs. I kind of wish this was from a Colorado fan perspective, I kind of wish this was a game that was later in the day.
Yeah.
9 a.m. Pacific time in Colorado. Anyway.
I just think it's going to be prime time.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, in Colorado. I mean, they are going to be just on fire. I think if Nebraska, to Jorgie's point, can run the ball, they will take that clock down and shorten the game and give themselves a better chance to win. But I just think Colorado's going to outscore them. I think their skill position players are just too good, and it's their home opener. This place is going to be crazy.
I'll tell you, it's a cool story, honestly. Like, you talk about two-way players in baseball, right? Like, Shohei Ohtani's made that so cool. What Travis Hunter did, he played, 87% of the snaps playing on both defense and offense. Like,
can't do that all year.
Look like the real thing, too.
But,
that's
is.
Cool.
But can you do that all year long?
We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah.
That's just hard to do.
But, man, it's just kind of
he's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Honestly,
yeah.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
agree
coin. Whoa, almost lost. Tail. Nebraska. Maybe not. Nebraska. I don't know.
Still don't know on defense. That's the thing with Nebraska. I don't know how good they are on defense because I don't know what Minnesota truly is like on offense.
Yeah. Week 1.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Yeah.
We got a big gap after those 2 9 a.m. games in the Pac-12 schedule. Next kickoff is 2 o'clock Pacific time. Tulsa, 1-0. Visits Washington, the number 8 team in the country now, guys. Washington's a big favorite. There's a reason why Washington's a big favorite. Taking Washington.
Yeah. The Huskies are going to beat up the Golden Hurricane pretty good up in Seattle, and Michael Penix is going to throw for 4 or 5 touchdowns again. He's going to throw for 350 or 400 yards, and they'll pull him out, midway through the third quarter. I think the Huskies just really beat up on Tulsa.
I think it's 5 touchdowns.
Not even a consideration to talk about this one. Huskies all the way. All right, the coin. Woo, heads.
Home team.
Huskyville.
Washington. The next game is 4:30 on ABC. I think this is a fun one. Wisconsin, number 19, 1-0, going to Washington State. First time that a Power 5 team has been on the Palouse in years, guys. A non-conference, I should say, Power 5 team on the Palouse.
Neat to see.
Really cool. Really cool. Oh, we're going to get a break before we come back and pick that one. Wisconsin at Washington State. We continue with our Sylvan Ridge Winery picks. It's a Friday show. Jerry and Jorgie are here. Scott has yet to try to hit Jerry in the face with the flag today.
Don't say
yet. The key word is yet. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, we're more than just an award-winning golf course and practice facility. Our events team offers all-inclusive event pricing that allows us to take care of all the details while you enjoy your event. Our indoor and outdoor venues offer you a wide variety of fully staffed options that put the focus on you. From weddings to business and social events, at Shadow Hills Country Club Events Center, you get the benefits of a resort atmosphere and amenities in a peaceful country setting, just minutes from downtown Eugene. Call for a tour today or visit shadowhillsevents.com.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, son. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, loss of who you thought you is.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
We're
back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Oh, he
got him. You challenged him to hit him in the head, and
All
he
right.
did.
I said to Scott, here's your chance. Jerry just put the helmet on that's on the desk, the old yellow helmet with the chrome wings. And Jerry put the helmet on, and Scott hit him right at the crown of the helmet. I still felt that.
Nice shot.
Nice shot. I'm impressed. But see, you know why we did this? Now we have control of the flag. So, Jerry and Jorgie, you want to throw that right back at Scott at some point? You be my guest.
I took one for the team, okay? Just look
Yeah.
at Oh, don't be.
He's got a basketball.
Oh, jeez. Here you go, Jorgie. You're closer. Easy for you to hit.
And the
it.
There's a better chance that I'll miss, though. You
You're the quarterback. Now, you're the quarterback.
All I ask is don't hit the power supplies.
Okay.
You almost hit the root
We
beer
might
float
be off
last
the
week.
air.
Yeah.
He did almost get it in the root beer
No,
float
he
last
almost hit
week.
the root beer float. It was
Next week, I wonder, so talking about that, John Sargent from Concessions, he actually had his picks last week ready for us. He was going to be the guest picker. He sent me his picks like 2 days ago for all of the picks just in case we needed a guest picker today. So I've got a backup. If the coin can't handle it, I've got John Sargent's picks. Next week, who knows? On a Friday, John may walk in with all kinds of food, all the concession specials for the Hawaii.
So.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, Sylvan Ridge Winery picks. It's Duck Insider presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. I think this is going to be an awesome game to watch. Again, 4:30 on ABC. Number 19, Wisconsin visits Washington State. Our buddy Matt Chazanow, I bet, is juiced for this. And I think there's a lot of things that go into this game. One, Washington State, I hope that they find a home in a conference. I hope whatever happens with West Coast football, I hope that something good comes of it. I think Cam Ward's going to have some fun in this game. Threw for over 450 yards in week 1, had 3 touchdowns. Wisconsin, traditionally, keep that score low. Badgers want to play kind of a grinded-out game. I'm going with the Cougs. I think the Cougs on the Palouse are going to get it done. Yeah. I think there's just so many external factors here. Washington State's going to take all those external factors out on the field. I got the Cougs.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh!
I do too. What do you mean, oh man? It's a smart pick.
Jerry's going to kind of pick.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I mean, last year Wisconsin kept the score low, but they turned it over and turned it over against Washington State, and the Cougs and Cam Ward took care of business in Madison, and I think they take care of business in Pullman. Show them a little hospitality up in the Palouse, and that is such for a game like this. I still go back to game day. Remember how special game day was up there?
Yeah. Huge.
Even though the Ducks lost and type of deal, it was really, really special. It was one of the best atmospheres aside from here that I've ever seen at a football game, let alone with game day being in town. They're not in town this week, but at the same time, it's going to be same type of atmosphere. So anyhow, I'm taking the Cougs. Yeah.
Better cheese, Cougar Gold or Wisconsin's cheese?
Cougar Gold.
Cheese curds.
Cougar Gold. I actually haven't had Wisconsin cheese in a long time. So
I had from a restaurant that was recommended to me in Milwaukee by someone who was well traveled in that area, and I had cheese curds in Wisconsin, and I was unimpressed. I really was. I would take Cougar Gold.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
It's great.
That's good stuff.
Who are you thinking?
Well, I'm not going to surprise you, or maybe I am going to surprise you, but I'm going to go Cougars as well. Wow. I think, Joe, you touched on it when you said with all that's gone on, they've got something to prove. I mean, they're going to carry that banner, I think, throughout the season, unless things go south and they lose a number of games, and then maybe they lose that energy that is just frustration with what's going on in the Pac-12. Being at home, Cam Ward, I just think that Washington State has got something to show, and I think they will show it to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I thought that you guys, I thought one of you would take Wisconsin. Wisconsin's favored by almost a touchdown by the odds makers.
Yeah.
All right. I was a little surprised.
They haven't even found their offense yet. No. And Washington State's defense is decent.
Yeah.
Heads, home team.
Heads, home team. Yeah, I was looking back. It was 17-14 in week 2 last year. I feel like Washington State could have gotten that. Home team, that would be the Cougs. So
yes, it is.
The coin going with us. There's a bunch of 4:30 games. 4:30 on CBS, guys. UCLA at 1-0. Thought they looked okay. Week 1. San Diego State 2-0. Not a long road trip for UCLA.
To a small stadium.
Yeah, I think UCLA gets the win here. I feel like this game will be, odds makers have it as, maybe this will surprise you guys. Odds makers have the over-under at 48.5.
and UCLA is a 14-point favorite. I think it's going to be higher scoring than that. But I think UCLA gets the win on the road. UCLA,
they struggle a little bit. We talked about Ethan Garbers. He didn't do necessarily anything special. All of a sudden, Dante Moore's in the game.
So that's what I was just going to say. Dante Moore, I feel like when he was in, and if that's the quarterback that makes UCLA go, I go back to what you said, Jorgie, last week. I think UCLA is a dark horse in the Pac-12 to win the conference this year.
He's the future. There's no doubt about it.
I think that they are solid, and I think that if Dante Moore, with a week maybe working with, I don't know. I think that they're going to win. I think it's going to be higher scoring than their game against the Chanticleers last week.
Yeah, I'll take UCLA as well. Yep.
I'll make it 3 in a row. Yeah, UCLA. I mean, they're 2-touchdown favorites, so why would you pick against them?
Well, Wisconsin's a 1-touchdown favorite, and we picked against them.
But they're on the road.
Are we back in the pack?
No, UCLA's on the road, too.
We're just back in the pack.
Let me change that. No.
You can't.
Coin.
Oop.
Tails. UCLA.
Wow, that's funny. I already typed UCLA for the coin, and then I did it by accident. We got 4 more games to pick.
4 more. Non-conference season.
I love non-conference.
A lot of them this week, yeah.
I love non-conference season. It's our Sylvan Ridge Winery pick. Sylvan Ridge Winery, proud to be Eugene, Oregon's first bonded winery, the very best of the South Willamette Valley. Quick timeout. It's Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Back to the Country Financial Studio. Is anyone going to pick the Aggies over the Beavers?
Nope.
Oh. Really? You're not even going to think about it?
Nope.
I'm waiting for never pick them again.
Pick them again. I'll never pick them again. I'll never pick them again. This year.
This year. Okay, so this year it changes. All right. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers. Ready for some SUV action? Drive family adventures with the Highlander. Make a splash with the RAV4. Or haul fun with the Sequoia. Check them at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Dear Sharp Turns, Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. Get a grip in the stylish Camry, the elegant Crown, the striking new Prius, or the sharp Corolla. Get to Toyota.com already. Toyota, let's go places.
Your daily dose of Oregon athletics. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. OnPoint, people are the point. Jerry, Jorgie, Joey Mac in the Country Financial Studio. Scott Phillips is here for some reason. 6 o'clock on the Pac-12 Network. UC Davis, guys, visits Oregon State. Opening up the new Reeser. God, I want UC Davis to win so bad.
You sound like he did.
So
a couple of years ago.
personal connection, okay? My sister works for UC Davis.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So she actually has worked in their athletic department. And it would just be so awesome for UC Davis. So I want to tell this story again. Anytime UC Davis comes up, I think it's really cool. So there are so many Oregon connections to UC Davis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their defensive meeting room is called the Nick Aliotti defensive meeting room. And it was the Nick Aliotti disruption defense meeting room, I think is what it was. And then their offensive one is the Mike Bellotti offensive room. There are so many Oregon connections to UC Davis. So anyway, I always have a soft spot for the Aggies. Dan Hawkins, good coach, obviously, been around the block. Oregon State's going to win, but man, I hope it's a fun game. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. You're picking Oregon State?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm picking Oregon State. They're.
If I was in last place by like 4 games and I was already out of it, I'd pick the Aggies.
Yeah. No, the Beavs. I mean, they're workmanlike. What they did to San Jose State last week was just methodically bled them and then just beat them up.
What'd you think of Uyunglele?
Uyunglele looked really good. I thought he made great decisions, pinpoint passes, the ability to run, even though they didn't have to really even run him last week. That's the extra dimension that they had. Damian Martinez, the defense, put pressure on a mobile quarterback. I thought they looked better against San Jose State at San Jose State than the Trojans did at home against San Jose State. So, yeah, Beavs, absolutely. And if they lose, I'll never pick them again. I'll never pick them again. I'll never pick them again.
For all the reasons you said, Oregon State is they're at home, much like Washington State. They're at home. They're opening a new stadium, which has got to be so exciting for them. And still that little bit of a chip on the shoulder respect card that the rest of the Pac-12 has vacated them and left them, and they're going to something to prove. Well, this is a good team to prove it against, so the Beavers easily.
Yeah, I think I think that Oregon State is just a really solid football team right now.
Yeah.
And the X factor might be the quarterback position.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. Well,
it elevates him, I think.
That was good. All right. Tails. Oh, my. Wow. Coin's going. You got to like the coin.
Go Aggies. Let's go. How many Clemson fans are wondering, what could that have looked like at quarterback?
Much like Auburn fans.
Right. They didn't. That's right. They didn't have
With
Didn't have a great start, did they?
No.
Also, guys, I realized I skipped a game. My bad. Also, 4:30 on SEC Network, Arizona visits Mississippi State.
It's going to be interesting.
I think that will be an interesting game.
Yeah.
I'm again going to steal something that you said last week because I was thinking about this game as if you're going to go on the road in a situation like that, I feel like if you're Arizona, you got to have great quarterback play. Delora's done that at times. Delora's also, I think, lost Arizona a few games at times. I think Mississippi State at home gets the victory, but Arizona could keep it interesting, could put up some points, but I think Mississippi State's going to win the game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they handle the cowbells well.
No.
Okay. I think the cowbell at Mississippi State is going to get them. I think Delora, he'll chuck it around a little bit, but Mississippi State's got a better defense than most people think. They showed it last year. In Tucson, and the defense really controlled Delora. Delora's got a better group of more seasoned receivers. I think Michael Wiley at the running back position is going to give Mississippi State problems at times, but they're not good on defense. Arizona isn't. Mississippi State's at home. I'm taking Mississippi State.
I was just looking up the weather to see what's going to happen down there. It's going to be muggier than all get out and warm. They may get some showers.
95 at kick, partly cloudy.
Yeah, it's I don't think Arizona's going to stay with Mississippi State. I just think Arizona's a good team when they play at home, and they'll get better throughout this year. But I just like Mississippi State, so I'm going with. We played down there.
Yeah.
Baseball's been there.
Muggy. Oh, yeah.
Didn't go well.
Waffle House.
Uh-oh.
That's the only time I've
lost the coin.
Only time I've ever eaten at the Waffle House.
It did not hit the floor. Yeah. That's the only time?
Yeah.
Okay. It is Tails. Arizona.
Coin's got a chance to make up some ground here, guys. Sorry, I skipped that game. My bad to the Wildcats. All right, 7:30 on Fox. We get our first Pac-12 conference game of the season with Stanford 1-0 meeting USC, who I still think has been very unimpressive in the first 2 games of the season. USC is a big favorite. I think that the Trojans should be a big favorite. Stanford's going to keep it closer than people think. USC wins the game. I think Stanford is.
I think it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I do.
I think Stanford is better than I thought they would be. I think Troy Taylor's a good coach. He won a lot of Coach of the Year awards in the Big Sky. I think he's a good coach. I think that he will have Stanford winning football games. USC is still really talented, even though, you know what I mean?
You're going to have to score points in this game, and I don't think Stanford has the firepower on offense to be able to keep up with USC. They're going to score some points, But, if you're going to keep up with USC, you're going to have to score 40+. I don't think Stanford has the capability to do that against USC, and yet USC's going to score 40 or 50 at least. So, yeah I'm taking the Trojans.
Yeah, I think at least 40 points for the Trojans.
Yeah, to me it's an easy pick because I think USC is just too much of an offensive juggernaut, and Stanford is, first-year coach. They're not there yet. They're going to be, but they're not there yet. They're not going to be able to outscore USC, so I'm picking Trojans.
Coin?
Come on, coin. Stay in my hand. There we go. Home team.
USC.
Trojans.
All right. We get a couple good night games that I hope we'll be able to watch on our flight home, honestly. Because, so there are 4 Pac-12 games that all kick off at 4:30, between 4 and 4:30, including ours. So there's going to be some night games to watch. The next one, guys, 7:30 on ESPN. Big-time game. Auburn, 1-0, visits Cal, 1-0. I think Jaden Ott, he had a really nice first week. Almost 200 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Tough pick.
Shh. I was going to use the deferral on the next one. Because I told myself this morning, actually I told Scott this yesterday, I can't say that it was just this morning, that backing the Pack worked for me week 1. I think that Cal now has something to play for since the announcement with the ACC. I think that all these external factors, you can say, and I know coaches really want to have this be the case. You can always say that it's just about what happens on the field, but there's got to be some motivation for the guys on the Cal roster. They've got momentum after a big win on the road. They're at home, and I've been reading a little bit about how Cal's fan base is really showing up for this game. Like Memorial figures to sell a lot of tickets and be rocking. On a personal note, a good friend of mine who I used to coach baseball camps with, Justin Allegri, he was just named the voice of the Cal Bears.
Oh, wow.
He and I are longtime friends. His older brother was my high school baseball coach. So that's a fun small world connection
Interesting.
for you.
That is cool. Good stuff.
This will be Justin's, first big-time game at Cal. So I'm rooting for Cal in this game, and I'm picking Cal. I'm willing it to a victory for the conference.
Yeah.
I like the reasoning.
All things start new, too. All we've ever known is Joe Starkey, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Down there for Cal, and a guy who's not only done Cal Bear sports forever and ever, Cal Bear football, obviously, but 49ers for a while and that type of deal. So new blood, great to hear.
Yeah,
and,
Justin's an awesome guy. He's been the voice of San Jose State for the last decade or so. So you guys actually met him when they came up.
Yeah, looking forward to listening to him sometime. So
good guy.
The game. I just, Auburn's going to bring obviously a different level of speed and defense to this game, even though it's in Berkeley, that they saw last week with North Texas. But, there was a little bit of a confidence builder there, I think, for the Cal Bears to be able to do what they did last week, to have to score a lot of points, to play some pretty good defense. I think they'll play some pretty good defense again because I just don't think Auburn has found themselves yet. And Cal's at home. And it's going to be a huge crowd, and on a sunny day, it'd be a beautiful day there.
70 degrees at kickoff.
Yeah, gosh, that's just great. Well, I'm taking Cal Bears too.
Really? Okay.
Go Justin Wilcox. Absolutely.
Well, that's the biggest reason I'm picking.
And Peter
Cal.
Sermon.
Yeah, Peter Sermon. I just think that Cal, being at home, they showed me a little something last week. I'm a Wilcox believer, and I think that, to your point, Joey, I think they're energized. I think they believe in themselves, and the great crowd. Cal Bears. I mean, they're a touchdown underdog? I don't think
shoot,
so.
I thought I was being pretty bold picking the Cougs and the Bears here.
No, not at all.
You guys are back in the pack
Well,
this
it's
week.
early season. We really don't know what a lot of these teams are yet.
But,
I'm just trying to stay within one.
Oh,
that's the only reason I picked it too.
Yeah, so I was gonna say. I said this to Scott. This is the week. This is the week I didn't want to go first because I was gonna take a couple of these risks. But
I love it.
All right, yeah, everyone.
No, I
takes
do
Cal.
believe Cal will win.
I think Cal's gonna win too. I'm less confident in Washington State. I think Cal's gonna win. I think Cal is just solid. And it's interesting. Like Cal, in a lot of ways, probably wants to win games 21-17. Or like 17-14. But if they're going to score, I think their defense is pretty solid. So, anyway. Coin?
Be a fun game.
Oh, coin. Yep, coin. Nope.
And good for them to have a SEC team at home.
Yeah. On ESPN.
Yeah.
Big opportunity.
Yep.
That's a hat. That's a home team.
Home team. And guys, like I've been saying, I just feel like it is going to be poetry that the Pac-12 has a great year as a conference.
Perfect last year. I mean, last week. Perfect.
I know.
That was
amazing.
when was the last time that happened? Long time ago.
A perfect non-conference week? Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Do you know?
No,
I wouldn't know.
No, it had to be forever ago.
Well, I could look and I'll do that during the break.
Okay.
I'm deferring on this one.
Okay. You're deferring on looking it up till after the break?
No.
Okay, so he is
So I will take.
This is 7:30.
left?
7:30 on Fox Sports 1. 1-0 Oklahoma State visits 1-0 Arizona State in Tempe. 102 degrees at kickoff.
Okay. But it's a dry heat.
Dry.
And Oklahoma State plays in heat in the Midwest.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They play, and I don't know if Arizona State. I don't think Arizona State has found themselves yet. I mean, just the struggle that they had in the opening game. They'll get a little bit better from game 1 to game 2. There's no doubt about that, but they're still trying to find their quarterback. I think Kenny Dillingham is still trying to find his team that's not bowl eligible, going to a different league. There's just too much going on down there, I think, in Tempe for the Sun Devils to win at home. I'm taking Oklahoma State on the road to win this one.
Jerry? I'm looking up the last time the conference won.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, is there any hangover from the fact that they're playing just to win games and have a good season, have no chance to go to a bowl game, and they impose that on themselves, not the NCAA doing that? I mean, is there some of that? I hear some underlying things that maybe that's going to disrupt this season a little bit, but I just think that Oklahoma State may be a little better football team. Even on the road, I think they get this one.
Coin?
Oh, you want to go after the coin?
Of course.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, and then back to 1.
Coin ended up on the edge. Oh, tails. Made you look.
Yeah, I'm taking Oklahoma State too.
Oh,
shoot! I really thought I was.
I thought I was going out on a limb on that one.
No, I thought. So here's the thing. I thought that Arizona State. I watched that whole game until I fell asleep during the delay. And I think that Arizona State, in a lot of ways, fell asleep during the delay last week. You know, like they looked okay. They looked pretty good, honestly. Then the delay happens. It ends up being this really close game. I don't think we learned anything about Arizona State in week 1. But I also don't know anything about Oklahoma State, I'll be honest. And so I think on the road, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from Arizona State. I could see Kenny Dillingham's team winning this game by 3 touchdowns. I think it depends on what their offensive firepower looks like. But, yeah, for me, Oklahoma State. I deferred so that I get to stay in first place.
What a wasted deferral that was.
Hey.
That is crazy, yeah.
So are you saying that I should have deferred Cal Auburn and one of you would have taken Auburn?
No, let's see. I can't.
See, so why was it a bad deferral then?
I probably would have deferred. I got to go back over the games. What were the best matchups you felt? What did we feel was the best matchup in
Wisconsin, Washington
State? There we
State.
go.
Yeah.
Maybe that one right there.
I thought it was a good deferral.
Yeah. We still ended up all we would have all picked the same thing
So
anyway.
picks are really boring this week. Everybody takes Colorado, Utah, Washington,
I'm
Washington
just
State,
jealous 'cause I didn't
UCLA.
use mine. That's the thing.
Mississippi State. One OSU, the other OSU, Cal, and USC. Everybody's taken the exact same games, which means I'm picking first next week. So who we got next week?
I think this is the week that we finally start to see what teams really are made of and how good they are, or where their weaknesses are.
Agreed.
This finally
100%.
is that week.
And in the picks era, by the way, we've never had an undefeated conference weekend. Yeah. And non-conference weekend.
I'm really excited to see Colorado, Nebraska. I really am, and I think again the fans nationally are. I mean, all the people that watched that game last week and are going to watch again this week.
Yeah.
So
those are your picks, brought to you by Sylvan Ridge Winery, heritage of hospitality that spans nearly 4 decades, representing the very best of the South Willamette Valley. Break time, come back, final thoughts, Oregon, Texas Tech, and then we're headed to the airport. Keep it here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
As a local community credit union founded by teachers, OnPoint is committed to supporting the students and faculty at the University of Oregon. And on game day, we're right there with you, on the field, in the bleachers, and in the classrooms. Drop by our local branch today and discover the many ways OnPoint can help support your financial well-being. OnPoint Community Credit Union. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by OnPoint Community Credit Union. Joey Mac in the Country Financial Studio, joined as always every Friday by Jerry Allen and Mike Jorgensen. 2 o'clock pregame show tomorrow, 4:10 official scheduled kick time. Will Stein going to be on the pregame show, talking with Jordan James, also Connor Soley, inside linebacker for the Ducks. Hear a little bit from Joey McGuire. Final thoughts, guys. Keys to success tomorrow.
Well, don't beat yourself. I think it's going to be two really good football teams, 2 special teams that are going to compete against each other. Field position is going to be huge. Don't make mistakes. Don't turn the ball over, and you're going to be in this ball game to the end.
Yeah. Keys to success tomorrow, just don't turn the ball over. Play clean football. I mean, you play clean football, I think you're going to be just fine in this game. Keys to success tonight, though?
Oh, boy.
Earplugs. I got the earplugs, okay? I got the earplugs. In fact, I did not forget the earplugs, okay?
I'm going to throw the flag at you.
That's the key to success tonight.
I did not expect that. I was going to ask you what's for dinner tonight.
Hey, you could be sleeping out on the balcony again, okay? He
did
that
Lubbock,
once.
That might not be bad.
Yeah.
Might not be bad.
I did. Yep.
Guys, I just watched the episode of Home Improvement last night where Tim records Al snoring and plays it on the show.
I have a recording of. Can we play it on the show?
We sure
I
can.
have a recording from last year.
We don't know that it's
now.
me.
That's the freight train one, not the rabbit distress call. That is the other half of the snoring. Google it. Google rabbit distress call sometime.
We're going to the airport.
Just Google it.
2 o'clock pregame tomorrow. Good luck to volleyball and soccer as well. See ya.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans